Welcome back to another video from me, James the Thunder, where in this video I'm going to be predicting the WWE 2K16 roster. Now the roster has yet to be revealed. It'll probably be revealed in about 2 months. It's usually revealed around SummerSlam. So this isn't confirmed. This isn't me confirming anything. I don't know any more than you do. But this is me making an educated guess on who I think is going to be in the game. Now the clues we already have. We already know 6 superstars who are going to be in the game. That's 6. That's not 6 superstars who are going to be in the game, those being Finn Balor, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bad News Barrett and Paige. Now we already know they're going to be in the game. We already know as well, from a tweet sent out by 2K or a post on Facebook, that there are going to be 120 roster spots dedicated to unique characters. Now I don't know whether that means there's going to be more than 120 characters in the game with doubles. We just know that there's going to be 120 unique characters, so no 10 versions of Cena making up 10 roster spots. There's going to be 120 characters in this game, you know, specific for each specific character. So I don't know whether we're going to have more than 120 characters with doubles. We just know there's going to be 120, you know, characters. So we already know those 6. So I've gone through everyone who works in WWE, you know, both on the main roster and in NXT. I'm going to trip over my words there. I'm going to get it out eventually. So that being said, I've come up with 120 superstars who I think should be in WWE2K16. Before we start, I have not included Samoa Joe. Trust me, nobody wants Samoa Joe in 2K16 more than I do, but he debuted in April. So best case, worst, you know, absolute best case scenario I can see for this DLC. But I'm not expecting him to be in the game. He probably won't be in the game. We're probably going to have to wait for 2K17, and you know what? If that's how it is, that's how it is. It'll be a hell of a reason to buy 2K17 next year, so that's probably the main reason why he's going to be left out. But I'm going to be disappointed if Samoa Joe's not in the game, but he's not in this list, and I'm not expecting him in the game at all. So, you know, if I'm wrong, I'll be very happy about being wrong, but I don't see myself being wrong on this one. So going through the main roster then, we've got Adam Rose, Big E, Big Show, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Brie Bella, Cameron, Cesaro, Chris Jericho, Curtis Axel, Damien Sandow, Darren Young, Diego from Los Matadores, Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, Emma, Fandango, Fernando, the other member of Los Matadores, Goldust, Heath Slater, Jack Swagger, Jey Uso, John Cena. Justin Gabriel was released this year. I think it was January, just before the Rumble. It's enough time for them to take him out of the game, but I needed to make them 120 names, which is surprisingly difficult. So I've left Justin Gabriel on the list. I can see him being in the game. Kalisto, Kane, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Connor from the Ascension, Luke Harper, Mark Henry, The Miz, Naomi, Natalia, Neville. Go back up to the top of the list. Nikki Bella, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ryback, Sheamus, Sin Cara, Stardust, Summer Rae, Tamina, Titus O'Neil, Triple H, Tyson Kidd, The Undertaker, Victor from the Ascension, Xavier Woods and Zack Ryder. So that's the main roster superstars who I think are going to be in the game. Generally there's not really any surprises there. There are going to be a couple of controversial names on this list. Some people who, you know, a lot of people out there won't agree with. But this is my list and this is who I think is going to be in the game. So moving on to NXT now. Again, no Samoa Joe, as much as I would love to see that. I don't see him being in the game. Aiden English, Baron Corbin, Bayley, Buddy Murphy, Bull Dempsey, Charlotte, Colin Cassidy, Corey Graves. I know Corey's retired and that's a shame, but I can see Corey being in the game considering the fact that Corey's got an active role in NXT. Enzo Amore, Hideo Itami, Rhino. I'm kind of unsure about Rhino considering his televised debut in NXT was April, but that was taped like February or something, so I'm sure the executives for 2K had enough time to know he was going to be there to put him in the game. I would love to see Rhino in the game, but I'm kind of about that one. You know, I'm a big fan of Rhino, but I don't know whether it's too late for him. Sami Zayn, Sasha Banks, Simon Gotch, Simon Crow, Tyler Breeze, William Regal and Wesley Blake. I think that's generally the sort of list most people will go for. I wasn't sure about Mojo Rawley, but I decided he had spent way too much time injured this year to be, you know, in the game. So I've just basically gone with who's featured prominently on NXT TV and debuted with enough time to be in the game. Rhino's the only one I'm a bit kind of iffy about whether or not he's going to be in there, but you know, that's more hopeful than anything. You know, unlike Samoa Joe, I think he's got an actual chance to be in the game. So I've put The Rock and Hulk Hogan on the list. They work part-time with WWE, so I think that's kind of a given. Now, the rumour is that the 2K Showcase is going to be centered around the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, this is where some of the controversy is going to be, because some people are going to be like, oh no, they're not going to be in the game. But if you disagree, that's fine. Leave your comments in the comment section below, because I really want to know whether people agree or disagree with me. And if you're respectful to me, I'll be respectful to you. And let's see if we can get some discussion going in the comment section below, because that's what these YouTube videos are for. They're for generating discussion, for people to just basically enjoy my videos and have a good time. So, Stone Cold Steve Austin, obviously, you know, if he's the Showcase superstar, he's obviously going to be in the game. Shawn Michaels, because at WrestleMania 14, Stone Cold won the title off him. Dude Love, Mick Foley debuted the Dude Love character on Raw in a segment featuring Stone Cold. Cactus Jack, same deal, in a segment with Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Mankind have put on there to kind of finish off the Mick Foley Faces of Foley thing. Here's probably the most controversial name on the list, Owen Hart. I know what you're saying, I know what you're thinking. Owen Hart, you know, he was married to Martha Hart, and she does not want Owen to be in any WWE products, and that's kind of a controversial subject on its own. But I mean, there is that Owen Hart DVD that WWE are going to be producing, and apparently he's one of the front runners to be the headliner for the Hall of Fame 2016. So it just makes sense. And I mentioned the Dude Love debut. Was it Dude Love? Yeah, Dude Love debuted on Raw in a segment involving Owen Hart and somebody else who's also on this list because of that segment, the British Bulldog. Owen Hart just gave Stone Cold, you know, some of the biggest momentum in the start of his career. He broke Stone Cold's neck at SummerSlam, I think it was 96 or 97. Won the Intercontinental title from him and paraded around like, hey, I broke Stone Cold's neck. And that was like a big moment in Stone Cold's career, one of Stone Cold's best feuds, honestly. It's very, very underrated when it comes to best feuds of all time. And you know what, to be honest, Owen Hart was one of the best wrestlers of all time. He really was, and I would love to see Owen Hart in the game. You know, I know it's a touchy subject because Martha really doesn't want him in any WWE products, but I mean, it's happening whether she likes it or not. So we might as well go all the way with it and put it in the game. It's probably a controversial thing for a lot of people, but that's just the way I see it. Bret Hart, yeah, WrestleMania 13, they had that submission match, and it'd be fantastic to have Owen and Bret in the same game. Jake Roberts, Stone Cold beat him to win King of the Ring. Here's another one that's a bit controversial because people are probably going to disagree with me very strongly about this one, but Kurt Angle. Now, I know Kurt's in TNA, and I know Vince and TNA aren't going to be happy about Kurt being in the game, but Kurt Angle and Stone Cold had some pretty memorable stuff together. There was when Kurt won the title off him at Unforgiven 2001, won it back at No Mercy 2001, and the Survivor Series 2001 tag team match is probably my favourite tag team match in the whole of Survivor Series. So it just kind of makes sense to put Kurt in there, and you know, if it's featured around Stone Cold's best moments, you got to include those funny segments on SmackDown, like the little hat and Stone Cold and Kurt singing to Vince McMahon and stuff like that. They've got to put that in the game. They've never put it in the game. Seeing that in a game that would just be brilliant. So I've put Kurt in the game. As far as I'm aware, TNA have changed their contracts so talent can look elsewhere for merchandising income. So it would make sense that Kurt would want to do that. Whether or not Vince would allow that is a different story, but here's hoping, yeah. It'd be brilliant to have Kurt Angle in WWE games again. Now, I am talking 2000, 2001 Kurt with the hair and whatever, so pretty obvious name on this. If it's centered around Stone Cold, you've got to have Mr. McMahon in there. You know, their cage match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, the fact that their feud was one of the biggest feuds of the Attitude Era, Vince is probably set to be in the game. I've got Shane McMahon. The beer truck incident involved Shane and The Rock, so Shane probably. Put Stephanie McMahon on there because one of my favourite Stone Cold moments was when The Undertaker and the Ministry were trying to christen Stephanie McMahon and Stone Cold ran out to make the save. Obviously turned out to be Vince McMahon. So I put Stephanie on there because that's one of my favourite segments. It involves Stone Cold, and if Stone Cold is the focus of the 2K Showcase this year, then it makes a lot of sense to do that one segment because it's one of my favourite segments. It's never been in a game before. It gives us something different to play through. Based on that as well, I've got the other members of the Ministry who were in the Ministry at the time and also involved in that segment. I've got Farouk, Bradshaw, Mabel and Midian. I've also put Gangrel, Edge and Christian because the Brood were also members of the Ministry, so that's just sort of to finish off the whole Ministry thing, the whole Ministry stable, so that made sense to me. British Bulldog I've already mentioned. Booker T as well, that 2001 grocery aisle thing was one of the highlights of the Attitude Era. So Booker T I've put in there because he's got history with Stone Cold. RVD I've put in there to round off that 2001 Survivor Series match. Now we're moving on to the legends who I want to see in the game, but there's no real sort of logical basis there. These are just people who I'd really like to see in the game either because I'm a big fan of who they, of their characters, or they've never been in a WWE game before. So these are the final few legends. There's no logical sort of input there. These are just people who I really want to play as in 2K16. You got Randy Savage, Yokozuna, Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Lita, Trish Stratus, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, the Dynamite Kid to go along with British Bulldog, Jim Duggan, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Roddy Piper, Paul Orndorff, Adrian Adonis, Greg Valentine, Dusty Rhodes, and Harley Race. There's 120 characters who I think will or should be in WWE 2K16. Some of them are based on logic, some of them just basically hopeful wishes, and that's basically the last 22 characters on this list. So yeah, I don't think Samoa Joe is going to be in the game. Those 120 people are who I think are going to be in the game. So we're probably going to know around August whether I'm right or wrong. But before then, if you've got any other ideas, is there anyone I've put on this list who you don't think is going to make it in? Is there anyone who I've left out who you think should be in the game? Let me know in the comment section below. Please subscribe to this channel because this channel is growing, ever more popular. It's going to have more content put on there. I've got daily videos coming up over the next week, and I'm hoping to keep it that way for the foreseeable future. Obviously, the more input I get from my audience, the more I'll upload. If you've got any ideas for future videos, please let me know. My first review, Godzilla Vs, will be up next month at some point. It's coming out on the 16th of July here in the UK. So probably going to give it about a week or just over a week to kind of really get accustomed to the game before I actually review it, because I want to get the most out of the game before I review it, get enough footage and stuff like that to shove in the review. I've got a few Dragon Ball Xenoverse videos coming up in the next few days. I've got a few WWE 2K15 videos coming up in the next few days. Mortal Kombat X, all these sorts of videos coming up in the next week or so. So subscribe for more content like that. Please like this video and share it on social media, because the more you share it, the more people get to see these videos, the more people who will subscribe. The more people subscribe and like and comment, the more content goes up on this channel. It's a big cycle like that. So please subscribe, like, comment and share. If you're a returning subscriber, I do appreciate the continued support. If you're a new subscriber and this is the first James of the Thunder video you've ever watched, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's compelled you to click that subscribe button, because I'd definitely like to see more people commenting on these videos and getting active in the discussions. This has been my W2K16 roster prediction video. You may agree, you may disagree. Please keep it respectful, not disrespectful, as I was about to say. Please keep it respectful in the comment section below. I will be reading and probably getting back to a lot of the comments. So thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Let me know who you think will be in W2K16, whether you agree or disagree. I want to know from you. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.